Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Now we will be taking the middle test of professional listening and speaking, and then we will do talk show and play a role. Before that, let me introduce ourselves. My name is Dita Ningtyas Sandika. My student's number is 2021222028. And then here is my partner.
I am Salma Ibas. With my student's number is 2021222027.
Alright, we are from A class. Here I become Najwa Sihab as the host.
And I became Maudi Ayunda, the guest of Inspirational Talk Show.
Alright, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
So happy watching, everyone. Hello, everyone. Good morning. How are you today? I hope you are all doing better. So today I get a very valuable opportunity to have a live Instagram with an inspiring person. There is Maudi Ayunda. She is an outstanding student who graduated from bachelor's degree at Oxford and a graduate's degree at Stanford. So it is such a pleasure to be talking with her today. And then now we will talk about the things about studying at Oxford. So, welcome Maudi Ayunda.
Hello, Mbak Nana. Hello, everyone.
Hello, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, Mbak. I'm good. How about you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. So, yesterday, it was busy for you, right? Because
Yeah, a little bit busy.
you have graduated at Stanford. I'm so happy to hear that. Congratulations, Maudi.
Yeah, thank you, Mbak Nana.
Well, how do you feel when you graduated from the university with the highest number of Turing awards?
Yeah, of course, I'm so happy because it was my dream to graduate at Stanford University, and I never thought that I would finally be able to pass and achieve my educational goals. And of course, I'm also very happy because I can be proud of Indonesia, especially my parents.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, thank you, Mbak.
All right. Now, what are you doing after graduating from Stanford University?
Now I have some activities that are certainly positive, such as exercising, hiking, and traveling.
Wow, that sounds fun. And I think doing all these activities will make us less stressed too, right? All right.
Yes.
Talk about your education. What do you think is the difference between studying at Oxford and Stanford? Is it very different or the same, or what?
Personally, I think it is different because when I was studying at Oxford, I was still filled with questions like, what do I want to do with my life? Even though I had many wonderful experiences and learned a lot of at Oxford, I was still filled with doubts at the time.
Oh, so when you were studying at Oxford, you were still looking for your identity, right? And
Yes.
about Stanford.
Meanwhile, during my time at Stanford University, I felt that at least some of those questions have been answered, and I realized that I had a change for the better. And in terms of education, both Stanford or Oxford University are excellent for me.
Okay, so some of your previous questions have been answered, and now you are able to do what you want.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, it's fascinating to be able to study at two very amazing universities. But here we will talk more about your lecturers, also
Yes.
the things related to education at Oxford, because so many
Yes.
people have asked me. They said that please discuss Maudi's lectures at Oxford. So, could you tell me about your experiences while studying at Oxford?
Yes, with my pleasure, Mbak.
All right. I have several questions for you. The first
Yes.
most common question is why did you choose Oxford and major in PPE or politics, philosophy, and economics?
So actually, because of the major that I really want to study PPE, I think the combination of politics, economics, and philosophy is not only like I think it's really cool, but it's also really complements each other. So on the other hand, I think it's rich to add extra value to each of these subjects, and then. That's why Oxford, because I also like England, and basically Oxford was also the first university which found that lesson.
All right, because you have been wanting to study PPE for a long time, and
Yes,
uh, you like England, right? So,
yes.
what is the difference between the education system in Oxford and in Indonesia?
Well, the education system in Oxford is unique, but at first time it was a bit creepy.
Oh wow, why? What is it trippy?
Yeah, because there are about 100 students, but there is no much interaction with the professor. So, however, there is also a tutorial teaching system where there is only one professor and two students. And then during the tutorial, the professor and students will discuss about the topic of weekly essays. So that's scary because every time you have to write an essay, basically you have to prepare so that when you argue about the topics you write, you can defend your opinion. So the difference between an education system in Oxford and Indonesia is the teaching system, I think.
Okay, so what distinguishes the education system in Oxford from that in Indonesia is the tutorial system, right?
Yes, definitely.
What is the biggest difference between yourself when you first came to the UK
Hmm.
and after you live there for several time? And then how do you manage to make friends with what is it with people from different cultures?
Okay, I think the difference is I feel like a lot more independent, and also I know myself a lot more just because I've been living alone, so it has been really helpful in terms like self-reflection. Then I guess I have grown up a bit, but I don't know if that's the UK factor or the years gone by. Besides that, I've definitely learned about different cultures, and I had a new experience that I think add to my character and absolutely as a person too. Then, what is it? Talking about how I actually learned to interact with people from different cultures. It's actually not that difficult in the sense that a lot of students there is international too. So we come from a similar background, and I think we can relate on a lot of things like a friend of mine is Brazilian, Mexico, London, and you've got several Asian at Oxford too. So it's just really matter of opening up to people and up to new cultures and also being a good listener. Yeah, I think it's.
Wow, it is so cool. And then the next question, do you have some tips
Mhm,
to fellow Indonesians who want to study abroad?
mhm. I guess the main tip is just to be very flexible with things because I know that not every place is the same as the Oxford. Oxford is quite small town, so that would be different from someone who says, wouldn't to go to like in New York or London. But yeah, I think be flexible and try to adapt to the different changes. And be very positive if you start off on a really bad note when you first sort of see the environment, etc etc., then you'll end up seeing the whole experience as something rather grim. So yeah, I think that's my tips.
All right, that's nice. These are simple tips that we can do to study abroad, right? Just to be flexible
Yes, that's right.
and trying to adapt with the situation. Well, what is it
Hmm.
studying at Oxford based on the major you take?
Okay, I'll tell you a bit in a concise. When I started my freshman year of college, I studied philosophy. Through logical explanations, I learned the fundamentals of existentialism, such as what is wrong or what is right. We thought to comprehend our own thoughts and to present arguments. Then in the second year, we learned more about philosophy in the context of politics. We studied a lot of literature and philosophers like Plato and John Locke. So although this political philosophy is very old-fashioned, but I really like it.
Yes. Then about Oxford, is there
Hmm.
what is it? The thesis trial. the same as in Indonesia?
No, no, it is. In Oxford, there is no thesis, only a test.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure. But in Oxford, there are 8 oral exams over 3 weeks period. I think it's extremely difficult rather than a thesis because everything gained in those 3 years is entirely dependent on those 3 weeks. So we complete the task from start to finish, and it doesn't count.
Oh my God. I think it has to be a lot of effort, right?
Yeah, that's right. And also, in one exam at the Oxford, we have to present the argument in the form of an essay within 3 hours. The exam has 3 questions on any subject. So, over the course of 3 years, we learn 12 subtopics in one lesson. So, we have to answer 3 questions from the 12 subtopics.
Wow, that sounds a little bit stressful. By the way,
Yeah.
how do you deal your stress, Modi?
I think we should be motivated to study more diligently, I think, and you have to think as positively and practically as possible. So that sometimes I can be too perfectionist either, because at the time the pressure were already low, so basically we have to be practical and let's get to it.
Ah, that's good things. You deal your what is it? Your stress by always thinking positive and practical. And then the next
Yes.
question, what are the epic things that happened to you at Oxford?
Mhm. I think the most epic thing in Oxford is the social experience because there are extra things such as the rival figures from the economists, the prime minister, and the entrepreneurs who allow me to talk with them. In addition, being around intelligent people such as discussing with professors allow me to often listen to discussion about scientific theories or even just like about philosophical system or others. So I think it's amazing to be able to hear that and to discuss with a professor.
Well, it's amazing and really epic. Okay, from the
Yes.
education you have taken at Oxford, what things
Mhm.
Oxford can be applied in Indonesia?
I think the things at Oxford that can be applied in Indonesia, I think in the culture of reading and studying in the library, because in the Oxford library, we must remain completely silent. At the time when I saw other people at this table studying in the library, they were very focused. So I finally had to focus on learning too. And it's so different with Indonesia, right? Because right now in Indonesia, people like to go to the library just to use Wi-Fi or gossip, but in Oxford, it's really, really a place to read, and it's really quiet.
That's right. I think it is
Mhm.
very, very different because now sometimes, maybe not sometimes, but anymore, the libraries
Mhm.
in Indonesia are often used only for gathering and gossiping with friends, and it's not to actually use for reading, right?
Yes, that's right, Mbak Nana. So I think that culture is useful to apply in Indonesia.
Okay, that's really, really useful, Modi. Well, before we end this conversation, would
Mhm.
you like to say a few words to give the spirit of learning to students in Indonesia?
Okay, I think you have to keep your own definition of success in mind. And don't forget, with education, you are given tools to help other people. Yes, just like that.
Oh, wow. It is a very interesting conversation. There are a
Mhm.
lot of important points from Maudi's experiences when she was studying at Oxford. Okay,
Yes.
thank you so much for coming on, Maudi.
Thank you, Mba. You're welcome.
Good luck for your career and stay healthy. All right. See you.
See you, Mba. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope it is useful for you and stay healthy and have a good day. Bye.